commissioners Friday, I'd like to say we'd be putting out tax bills for them.
Haven't heard any more on that. No, it's just not gonna happen.
Well, I've got I need to both, I think, have a questionnaire or something to fill out. Sounds like it's gonna be a while.
There you go. So everything under control, Bill?
Yep, believe it or not.
Where's that Hamlettsburg?
I haven't heard any peep out of them, so.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
On the other side of the county line, you're rowdy. That's where Michelle comes from. That other
I
county over
somebody
there.
rifling through his house. He called me yesterday to see if I'd been to his house.
What?
I said, no, they didn't.
Somebody just
going
covered
through.
around. Well, that's interesting.
Probably took $150 worth of gift cards that he had sitting on his dresser.
There's a little light.
I figured they were.
Last week. Somebody stopped by my office this morning. Lloyd Kramer? Oh. Is that you? No. I know. The other side around now. No, he's on it. He said he was on Upper Salem Road. Right up over there. I talked to another guy in person here recently about all this too. A while way up on Bramer Road that actually isn't as bad as it used to be. You can call it. Not sure. Something like that. Yeah. So move back here. I'm curious to know whether he built from Marine, right? Or he bought. Yeah, I guess he did back in Marine. Those places. Or part of it. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, I talked to him. Well, at least 2 weeks ago, I went up there and met him up there and play. Yeah. Know that Jerry Gibbs. Jerry Gibbs? Gibbs, no boy. Gibson? Yeah, you know him. Power Truck Road and Hell Road. Oh. They're all different places. I don't know his name is Gibson. Isn't it? Can't remember. I was thinking about that. Griffin. Yeah, I believe you're right. You know, he thinks that we run maybe a 24-inch or maybe a little less tile across Howard Road, about that intersection. It would relieve a lot of that water.
Where's he wanting to put it on that little triangle piece?
Yeah. And from there to.
I've talked to him about that a while, and I mean, it's not that we can't do that, but we would have to, I mean, the pipe, first of all, would be probably about 120, 130 feet long because of the way it lays there, and there's an entrance there to that triangular piece that Mr. Lovercamp farms. So we'd have to extend all the way on the other side of that. Yeah. And then we would have to create a pretty good sized ditch. Which
you even have that much right away next to Pell Road?
I don't know. I mean, because there's no ditch there now. If we let water there it would all just go through that field that he farms, and of course then he'd be upset if we put water on there.
He farmed that little thing.
And I'm not saying we can't do that, it would cost a lot of money. And it would potentially upset somebody.
Is there fiber optic or anything right there too to deal with?
Well, I would have to check into that.
But there is a telephone. I can tell you there's a great big, there's telephone wires underneath that creek big as your forearm.
Really?
I'm not saying I've ever hit them, but I've seen them.
But you know, he just called me and I'm just trying to figure out a solution. But I think a lot of the problem is that thing gets stopped at the
Well,
sticks
and stuff from up. I mean, I told it, we went out there earlier this spring and ditched all that out for him, like way better and way deeper than what it was. And one of the other deals is he's got like 5 driveways into his place, and every single pipe is too small. I don't know.
Are they?
They're all 15.
Don't have any trash in here.
If we do, it'd be over there. We're good. Thank you.
They're all 15 inch, and basically, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, in the past, I think whenever those pipes were put in, I don't think the highway department put in most of those. I think they may have put in 1 or 2, but then the property owner who owned it before Jerry Griffin just took it upon themselves to put in all that. So I explained to Jerry last time that we could upsize all those pipes if it would be a cost involved in doing it. And we really wasn't too receptive with that.
Can that water get out under the pail the way it is? I don't know, like a 3-inch rain.
It doesn't
Not
get out.
pail, but power. And is the south side of the road, is it water low enough for the north side to go on out of there?
The north side, it drains. It doesn't. I mean, but it's just it
It's a
backs
flash
up.
flood.
Yeah, when it's a hard rain and a flash type condition, where it backs up into his yard, and that's
That's almost right.
it does. But I mean, I don't know that it. Well, I'm not making light of the situation. I'm not saying whether it doesn't get in his house or nothing like that. And it may wash his driveways out, and do some negative things that he doesn't like as far as maintaining it. But it doesn't do any, as far as I know, permanent damage anyway. And the reason why it does that is whoever built that house, I mean, that water went directly to that big ditch off of Hell Road in the past, but when they built the house, they built it right where the water went. So they didn't create any provisions for it to go around the house either way. They just left everything else alone and expected it to work out. Well, it just didn't work out. And I explained to him, there's 2 ways that I can see that either create a ditch on your back lot line and run it to the ditch, or ditch out and upsize those pipes on the front lot line, and then you can alleviate the problem.
What he needs is a diversion on the north side of his house.
That would be,
Shove that water into the ditch.
of course,
Then he's out real estate.
yeah.
He says sometimes that water goes over the road.
I personally have never seen it. I'm not saying it's not possible or they hadn't done it, but I've been there since I was a kid, and I've never seen water go that road.
I don't have
And the only time that bigger ditch ever gets even close to the road is when there's a bunch of treatments and stuff around the pipes. There's triple pipe there, and obviously it always catches bigger limbs and stuff that comes down. And that does cause a problem from time to time, but we have to deal with that across the county. It's not a
Probably years ago, they had more things going all up through there, slowed that water down. And woods and stuff, so that might be a lot.
So, what I could do, I could figure out a cost of upsizing all his pipes and doing that. I could also figure a cost of running one, as he suggested, across the road and then ditching that along that little little section
Well-
that Lynn farms to the big ditch, and I can figure it both ways. It's just that,
If you don't talk to them sometime, since then, they don't want to pay.
well, I don't, that's the thing. I think he expects the highway department to pay for it all, and I haven't really presented him with a number. But every time we talk about money, he's not really too receptive to paying anything to fix all of that, so.
How many years have you been there, you know?
Well, I really don't know. And I don't remember who built that house.
I see one.
Where he lived?
I haven't talked to Thomas about this, but I have a suspicion he built his house and he realized he had a problem, so he put up for sale something. And he sold the problem.
I know a couple other places, they did the same thing.
The problem went with the house.
In other words, he got out while it was dry.
Well, with that water in the back of his house, it can't be getting out. Under house.
It's getting out the same speed it's got out for the last, Harry bought that farm in
It's all-
1983, 4.
It's all of his driveway pipes. It's all of his driveway pipes that back it up.
Oh, is that from?
Yeah. I mean, because there's one, the very, very last driveway pipe that all of that water goes through is just a 15 inch. I mean, there's like,
the rest of them.
there's 6 or 7 15-inch pipes in a row all the way around there, and it just, there's so much water, it just, one 15-inch can't handle it. You know, if it was upsized to a 30-inch or something like that, it would, surely it would help out a ton.
Well, I'll tell you.
But,
Who does he have a neighbor to the north?
Yeah.
yeah, and that man talked to me too, because he and Jerry's been into it.
Oh, hot water?
Jerry's been into it, kind of blaming him for some of the problems, which that guy didn't do anything other than
He can't make it rain.
he's got a
I
house.
don't think he can.
Well, does that guy got a problem too?
Well, the
Probably
water,
less of a problem.
the water,
Yeah.
the water jumps his driveway sometimes too, and goes directly towards Jerry's yard and house rather than staying in the ditch, because again, that is the low spot. That is where it always went. I mean, that's the natural drainage. That's why I said doing a good drainage ditch in between that man's
Okay.
property and Jerry's property would fix the problem almost completely. Not 100%, but it would really
It would give
relieve
the water a place to go.
That would cost less, I would think, than
Better believe it would, yeah. But it would be a ditch that they would have to maintain in between their property lines, and they probably wouldn't like that.
And Nancy Beal, do you know what?
Nancy Beal.
So what is it, road? Trying to find this one, the store. Well, it's not that, but that's, I guess it's Salmon. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, not really, just one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Does it turn to the right and go over the interstate?
That's,
After you go down that road, yeah.
yeah, you get on Walnut Ridge and then to turn right to go to the interstate, that's Rice Hill Road.
Okay. Well, right there at the county line, and she said her road's tore up.
On Rice Hill Road?
She blamed on the grader man. She said it was something about they moved the gravel from in front of, not her driveway, but her barn driveway. And it's got about 6 inches, the road's 6 inches lower than the driveway. I asked her, what happened to the rock? She didn't know. So, but I'll go look at it. You don't have to.
You have an address?
Well, do you know where the county line is there in that curve?
I drove up there before and I can't really tell where the county line is. I mean, I drove clear into Johnson County on that road, but I don't know where the
There
county
was
line
a real steep curve right there, and you walk up the hill. Her daughter lives the last house in the county, and she thinks that Simon.
is. So she's in Massac County.
Yeah.
Second to last house.
Yeah. But this, I think this problem is heading south from the house, maybe down.
I mean, I can't explain where Rockwood went. I mean, other than just washing away.
Well, she said it was blowing up the water was washing around the top. But, you know, I didn't understand, she didn't know, and I hadn't understood, so. I'm not sure what. I did get out of the road flow, the drive. They used to just drive right up there.
You know where Jerry Ellis lives? What's the name of the road coming from Mermet? That Mermet Road goes across Steve Lester's lawn?
Yeah, I believe that's Marmet. Elbert lives on that
Black Hill Road, right? There's nothing, no, that's State and Ridge.
state ridge.
Okay, where State and Ridge Road and Mermet Road intersect. Come through there this morning and I don't know if somebody's hit the stop signs. The stop sign's there, and then they got a post leaning to it and a ratchet strap all together, so I think they're trying to prop the stop sign up. You might want to take it.
That house.
That stop,
went into
yeah, that
town
stop
today.
sign's kind of important to that house. I can't believe they wouldn't have called, but if my house was across the stop sign and screwed up, I'd have been called. Other than that, that's all.
Well, I got one of those things.
I'm sure wearing him out.
I know.
Go on vacation for 1 week and,
Thanks for the party.
yeah.
See, what it, I know this speed limit's 55 mile an hour, but, a slow sign, this guy said about a slow sign, I know your opinion of a slow sign. Let's go down to 54, that's next job. But, should the man put one up if it's a dangerous situation?
What is the danger? I mean, is it an intersection
Well,
that he's
no.
talking about? Or
Well, yeah, there is an intersection, but it's a curve there.
curve? Generally speaking, when there's a curve that's a real tight curve that is a danger of somebody driving off of it, you could have a warning sign, a curve ahead warning sign, and if you need to, you can put a supplemental speed plaque underneath it telling the suggested speed to go around it. We don't have too often any of them in the county. The only ones we have, those are in the county, are on the county highways. This is on just a regular township.
Yeah, Driftwood Landing down there, off the road.
Driftwood.
Yeah, you know where it is. The second county road to the left, and just before you go down into the river there, that guy lives on the corner, he's complaining about it, speeding through there.
You don't know where to go down there. It's a dead end road.
Well, that,
loops back around.
yeah, this
Are they going to
this is where you
subdivision?
get, well, no, they're going on straight.
The main road that goes through there?
Straight, four-four, road, where it is.
Oh. Riverview.
It's Riverview Road. Yeah. That what that one is.
Well, the main
If
one
you
that
turn,
goes
is
from
Riverview,
Johnson Road all the way back to Johnson Road.
that's Riverview. Driftwood is the one where you turn left. isn't it?
Go on down in there.
So Riverview Road is the one that you,
Yeah.
any question?
Yeah. As soon as you go around that curve, that's when you said they accelerate.
You're talking about the curve, sharp curve to the left, or the curve
right.
where it curves to the right instead of turning on Driftwood, it curves to the right.
Well, before you get there, if you're going, turn across the road, there's a 90-degree curve pretty well right there, where the devil's at the farm right there. This way it's placed. That's where it's talking about.
I'll go up and down through there and see if we need to put one. I don't.
But it ain't gonna change your driving. I imagine that's local traffic flying through there, isn't it?
That's how it is.
People that live back in there probably.
Or in this hurry.
You gotta drive fast, keep the deer up there.
Oh, that's
Your
true.
car.
Yeah, I can look at that.
That's all I got.
No signs, dude.
like 100,000, huh? More than that. We have 158,000 in the budget for this year. Pretty significant chunk of money.
There's a car truck holding up.
Yeah. Another one of our dump trucks went down yesterday. We just can't keep these things running.
International, I think. We'll have to trade up.
I don't know. They was using it, I guess, shut it off for lunch or something, and it wouldn't start. Wouldn't start back. Couldn't get it to start back. I don't know what's wrong with it. You got two internationals down there in the shop now. And we did take care of two sections of road. We vacated a section of road down at the beginning of the bottom. Requested, we got a petition on it. And we also accepted some roads in the road district for this old Green Estates subdivision, which is one that Justin had built out. Oh, yeah. Right.
I think I counted 5. Is that how many we had, or did you count? It's all the sunshine I got.
Thank you all. See you later.
I just want to give you an update on the tax cycle, 2017-18. I'm getting ready to publish, which I'm going to do August 17th. This is a report that, because of this new system, I'm able to generate.
Do you want one in or not?
I'll stay in one. You brought one done.
Anyway, this report should help the taxing districts apply the taxable assessed value. This is just an estimate, it's not the final, no guarantees that's the number, but based on the most recent information, this should help people with budgeting purposes. This is a document, a number we've never been able to provide to the taxing districts before. Now we can. So as soon as I publish, I'll be sending this to all taxing districts. And again, I'll send them the related pages, and I'll also be attaching like new property that are in their taxing districts as well.
Is that because of the new program?
Yes, because of the new program and because of PTEL, this will help taxing districts. This is a plus for them. It's something they've always wanted. We could never provide them an accurate number, so this should help. The other reason that I wanted to discuss is I want to clear up any misunderstandings that may be out there with the public or taxing districts. And first of all, my role as a supervisor of assessments. I'm not the tax assessor. I don't assess taxes. I've said that since I've gotten here, and apparently it's not been understood yet. I only have certain control. When I do nothing but put values and exemptions.
Right.
But once I do that, people have a right, they file appeals, I address them. Again, as a clerk now for the Board of Reviews, because once somebody disagrees with the value I have, they go to my Board of Review. The Board of Review then makes the determination at the local level of a value. So if there's ever a disagreement with that value, it is the Board of Review that tax or whomever files an appeal, and they can do it one or two ways. Generally, they do it through what they call the Property Tax Appeal Board, otherwise called PTAB. Now, I am the clerk for the Board of Review. When the Board of Review, when somebody files a complaint with the Property Tax Appeal Board, I'm noticed by the Property Tax Appeal Board. But that process can take time. And in some cases, it could take 2 years. I can't tell PTAB what to do. All I can tell you is when somebody files a complaint, whether it be in 15 and 16, and I've got one in particular case here that Lafarge filed in 15 and 16. In both cases, I will show you, it says county status, not notified. Now, if I've never been notified, I can't deal with something that somebody else is trying to deal with as a clerk for the Board of Review. It has no standing. Doesn't matter what any parties think they need to agree to or whatever. What's going on is we have a situation where one party is trying to negotiate for everybody, and you can't do that. And second of all, I mean, I can't tell them what to do, but if they want to negotiate, a taxing district wants to negotiate with a complainant, that's between them. But there's a process and a procedure, and the process and procedures is what I'm, as a clerk for the Board of Review, to ensure happens. And that is, when I'm noticed, I have to, by statute, notify all taxing districts involved, and they have 30 days to intervene. That's their call. I understand that when people have a complaint pending and they're trying to get things settled, I understand. But it is not my Board of Review's responsibility at this point to deal with anybody thinking that something needs to happen. That would be between the taxing district and the complainant. And I just want to clear up any misunderstanding or any misinformation out there. But until I'm noticed, I can't do anything, and nor can PTAB. PTAB cannot agree on a case that's not in standing. A judge can't rule on a case that's not been, judge says, yeah, I can rule on this. And that's the simple part of what is going on. So I just wanted to give you guys
How do they get notified?
How does who get
notified?
Who's going to notify you, I guess?
The Property Tax Appeal Board will notify myself and the state's attorney whenever there's a case that they say, okay, we've got our complaint and it's taken this long for the complaint to go through the process, through the Property Tax Appeal Board. You have 30 days to give all notice to all, you know, there's steps I have to do
Right.
by statute. And then at that point in time, then I respond. In that point in time, then I can say, look, Board of Review, what do you want me to do? You know, again, that's when we can look at any type of stipulation, and it probably would be in everybody's best interest, unless anybody wants to come up with evidence to try to combat it. Because unfortunately, bad data beats no data.
Yeah.
So, but I did just want to come up and just explain the process. If anybody has any questions, feel free to come down and talk to me. I'd be
You
happy.
gentlemen have questions?
Well, I guess the question that I would ask would be, you say you haven't been notified at all?
It's on the PTAB website.
So PTAB has.
They have to notify me before I can do anything.
PTAB has, not,
Anybody can negotiate, I mean, the county can negotiate. They're aware that Lafarge has filed a complaint. They can negotiate with Lafarge and say, look, we don't want to, they can do whatever, but they can't hold every other taxing district, you know, they can't speak on their behalf. They have to be noticed, and there's a process and procedure. But I think there's a misunderstanding how this process works.
Why do you think it's taken so long for PTAB to do that?
Listen, I've seen PTAB go 10 years.
It's backed up?
Yeah,
Or-
they're backed up, and especially when it comes to industrial type complaints. There's so much paperwork involved at their level, and it's the state of Illinois, they're short-handed. You know, you could even have a residential complaint filed in 16, yeah, maybe 2019 before it gets resolved.
so the fact that we've notified the state's attorney and the state's attorney has notified you to, it has to go the other way.
PTAB, even if I took something to the Property Tax Appeal Board, they can't okay it because they don't have any standing. The case has never been said, hey, we have an appeal case. You can't do something when there's no standing. I mean, that's just the way it is. And we've called the Property Tax Appeal Board. They said there's nothing you can do. But they said if anybody wants to negotiate, they have the right to negotiate whatever they want with whomever they want as a taxing district. But again, I'm not an attorney and I can't tell people what to do. But all I can tell you is I know what I must do as the clerk for the Board of Review. I think the biggest misunderstanding is people think I have authority and power. I don't have. This thing is above me. Any complaint filed with the Property Tax Appeal Board is above my level. They didn't appeal my value. They appealed the Board of Review's value. And that's where a lot of this stuff is, unless you deal with this
Because the
stuff.
Board of Review
Is the final say at local level.
agreed with your assessment.
No, they didn't. They could come up with their own value. And
In this
that case,
particular case.
they came up with their own value.
Okay.
They didn't, mine was
So
higher.
you had a value, they put a
Mhm.
value on it, Lafarge still did not like that value.
That's correct.
So then they proceeded on to the
And they had
next
that
higher
right.
level.
But anytime a complaint is over 100,000 of assessed value, by statute, I must notify all taxing districts. They must have an opportunity to, what they call intervene. And they, a lot of cases, they'll choose not to. But again, you have to look at who's got the most skin in the game, and usually it's the school district. They get 65% of a tax bill, so they've got the largest exposure. And that's where the concerns, I'm sure, come in. But again, you know, there's a process and a procedure.
If, this may be a question for Patrick, if all the taxing bodies agreed to come together and negotiate without PTAB being involved, and said taxing districts all agreed on an assessed value along with Lafarge in this case, could it be signed off on then?
No, not until.
Even though all taxing bodies?
Because PTAB doesn't have any authority at this point until they notice me. Until I've been noticed, they have no authority to act. And they would have to, you know, again, and again, I'm trying to dance here a little bit with you, but what I'm trying to tell you is it's up to the school district or the county or whomever wants to negotiate to come up with an agreement with them. And how that gets implemented, it's beyond me.
Them,
Being
Lafarge,
yeah,
them,
Lafarge.
PTAB.
No, Lafarge, the complainant. I mean, that's just the rules. I mean, I can't, you know, like I said, until PTAB notices us, PTAB doesn't have any authority to agree to any agreement. That's just the way it is. And again, you can confirm that with the state's attorney if you like, but.
How many taxing bodies are we speaking about in this particular
Probably
case?
6.
Chop and Maple Grove. Correct?
I don't do tax bills, Jeff. I have no idea. I can't tell you who's on a tax bill for that. I suppose you could probably look at that one thing.
Massac County Hospital, I assume. Massac Fire District.
I'd say Shawnee College.
Shawnee College. County Highway Department.
Probably Joppa Fire District. Do they have a sanitary district, fire district?
I think they do.
They might, but I don't know if that would cover
No,
it.
what I
because
normally
that's
do,
not-
Jeff, is I can get their assessment that has the information on it, and I've got a section I could look up, and I send letters then at that point in time. But like I said, it's a matter of in standing, and right now there is no standing.
I come up with 6 just off the top of my head. I was just curious how many people would have to.
Not many. I think we only have, how many taxing districts do we have in the county? It's not that many. Is there a total of 26, maybe? I don't.
Must have been 79,
That'd be the money.
17?
17, 19, I was thinking.
So. But like I
You said
said,
not that many, but that sounds like a lot to me.
I come from an area, Jeff, there's 105, that's why I left. 105 taxing districts, tax rate of 13%. Everybody thinks it's bad here, but I'm here to tell you it's a lot worse than the rest of the state. You know, I mean, again, property tax, that's how they pay, that's how they fund a lot of the schools and stuff, and that's why they're high. So until the state changes how they fund things, you know. Again, I just want to clear any misunderstandings or any information that's just incorrect at this point. And I've been in close contact with the state's attorney as well, so he's quite aware. And I've asked him for, you know, again, he told me to go talk to PTAB. We talked to PTAB. They have no standing at this point. Now, that could change next week. You know, PTAB's finally going to electronic information and sending emails instead of paper. And that's what bogs everything down, is paper. So even they realized that they need to become more efficient. Okay, any other questions? Phil, like I said, anybody feel free to come down and talk to me anytime about the process or again, my role as a supervisor of assessments. And again, people for some reason still think I have this power that as a tax assessor, I just am not. And I do not. I don't assess taxes and I don't control. All I do is values, and it's part of the equation. The county clerk does the extensions, treasurer issues the tax bills. That's all I can tell people. Okay?
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Clear as mud?
Pretty much.
Welcome to bureaucracy. I don't understand.
It's hard to understand.
But
I don't understand why PTAB wouldn't notify them, because PTAB is well aware of it, because Lafarge filed with PTAB.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like there's not been a case assigned. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
But
I would think you negotiate to stay out of it. You know, but
Yeah.
what'd you say you would think?
I would think the negotiations would keep it out of PTAB. I don't know for sure. I would think that's,
Well, it looks like to me.
that's why you would
We'll
negotiate
need
and come up and
What-
save all that.
Well, common sense ain't all that common either. But yeah, that's common sense. I mean, that's why I was asking how many districts. If there's only 6, 7, let's say there's 9 taxing bodies. Jeff Weber can't understand why we just can't have a meeting and come up with a value. But like I said, common sense ain't too common.
That would make sense.
Too much sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Such
Come back
as it is,
anytime.
yeah.
How you doing?
One mine, 1 zero.
Ted, your car as you expected? It done a good job?
Yeah. The problem we run into lately is just busted at the seams. While we're going, I let it at 50 in.
Do what now?
50 people in the jail, probably gonna get a couple more today.
What's that always, happen in the wintertime?
It's just solid anymore.
It is.
They cool out too, I guess.
Like it all year long.
Probably some news out there, wanting to know what Ted's up to.
I know the last week we haven't had any major repair issues. Everything's working. One thing Sandy highlighted that needed to be paid.
Is that out there on 10th Street? Is that the name of that place?
I don't know if that's hers or if that's something that John orders.
Okay.
It's on there quite a bit. I think it's something the jail orders.
Probably one in this stack somewhere, I say. I see that pretty often.
What's Kenner have to do down there to annex?
Seemed like there were some lights that were out.
Hmm.
Tell him I want to see a Happy Bill come through here like he's made barbecue for everybody or something. Just one time, just something happy.
Fundraiser.
Well, I think about that, I just think about eating. I know he can cook.
more, but I don't. That's about all I've got.
What, had a family reunion over there yesterday, or what was going on over there?
Over here?
Yeah, had all the cars out front?
Oh, we were
They double parked out there.
reprogramming our radios.
Oh,
That once a year, we have to get them together and make sure they're on the right frequencies.
I see. And y'all did, you have to have help over there? Or you get Motorola? to come
Motorola
over?
comes and does it, yeah. Used to, we'd have to take the cars to them, now they just send one guy over here and do it.
Yeah, everybody in the same spot.
Had everybody worried when what was going on.
Yeah. Something had
Oh,
to get
since
away.
you're here, I was gonna ask, and Michelle might be able to answer this question, is people wigging out over this solar eclipse, are y'all doing some
Oh, yeah.
training for all the traffic? I've told the world's gonna end and we're gonna have traffic wrecks and all this crap.
We may have a lot of wrecks, that's what,
From
that's
people
what we're
pulling
being
over, you
prepared for.
think?
is
That's what I'm
distract, yeah.
thinking. You gonna have some, make sure you guys are,
There's gonna be a lot of people come down I-24 that have no idea what's going on. And there's gonna be people parked on the sides of the road.
oh, they'll be parked on the side of 24, won't they?
Yeah. And when it gets dark, people are gonna freak out and they might stop in the middle of the interstate. I mean, we just don't know. There's supposed to be people all over in the river watching this, so. It's just gonna be a lot of people here for a short period of
Well,
time.
is this area the closest? I mean, why are we getting all this back?
We're in close to the direct path, not on the path, but it's gonna go like from Carbondale to Golconda, that is a straight line.
Up through there.
Pretty much, yeah, kind of.
I mean, it's gonna get dark for 2 or 3 minutes here.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 23 seconds.
How much?
2 minutes and 23 seconds.
There's a lot of
According to
people in
mine.
the county that rented their houses out.
Yeah.
So
Capitalism.
how many people we're gonna have, I don't know, but there'll be quite a bit.
Them motels, some of them get $700-800 a night.
Yeah.
Well, how is that legal? Is
It's
that not
American
gouging?
way.
Well, I maybe,
Supply and
but
demand.
isn't that gouging though?
It's just the way, hey, people don't have to have it. I mean, it's not like they're getting screwed for groceries. That might be gouging. All it is a vacation. Am I wrong? I just want people to make some money, Ted.
And people travel the world to follow us around.
Well, they have
Found that out.
I'm gonna be right out there in Mermaid. That's my happy place. Might even leave the gate open. If you wanna come watch it with me, you can come watch it here.
Well, that gat'd be a lot.
No, I'll let you in.
Okay. You got them sunglasses?
There's some over there. I'm not gonna use them.
You're not gonna look at it?
No.
You gonna use your welding helmet or something?
They told me that's not certified.
A welding helmet?
These plastic glasses, they say, are better off than a welding hood. I can't.
Well, I
believe
can't
that.
believe that. Now, if that's the case, then people out there, Jefferson School hurt my eyes when I was a kid. They had us all out there with a welding helmet, looking in the eclipse one day.
I watched it at 6 o'clock on the news.
You get enough excitement in your business, don't you? You don't need this.
That's a big deal, man.
You got anybody that's real interesting in jail right now? Michelle needs some news.
I got 50 over there that's interesting. About this story.
I mean, I'm not talking about your common meth head. You got those all the time.
Regular customer.
Never a dull moment, is there? You got a few of them that's already sentenced to big time, ain't you?
Yeah.
What, have they just not got room for them? Is that why they're still here?
Well, they don't have the paperwork done for them. A lot of times they'll get sentenced, it might be 2 or 3 weeks before we can take them.
Yeah.
But if they had their way, they wouldn't. I mean, VLAR, we're crowded in prison, so the longer we keep them here, the better they want.
And they pay, don't they?
Pay us?
Once they're sentenced?
No.
You still gotta hold them until they, well, they need to hurry up then, don't they?
Yeah, we don't get any money from the state.
Well.
Best of luck to you, is all I can say. I'm gonna take this clip.
Here, here, pick up, grab those off there. There might be some on this other side too. That's even got a happy face on it.
Ted, do you ever think that's a thankless job over there?
No, everybody. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't be coming back.
Hey, repeat customers, what makes businesses survive, isn't it? I got one more if I get off
It's like one big happy family.
Yeah. One big family anyhow.
Thanks a lot.
Big.